Hey everyone, so I've created the wellness tag on my blog and I've got other bloggers to answer 10 questions all about wellness because I think this is really good for us all to live a really good life by getting inspiration for other people and getting tips and stuff, but I haven't actually answered any of the questions myself, so I thought what I'd do is I'll do that in a video for you. So the first question is, what is wellness to you? To me, wellness is all about your mind, and it's all good being physically fit, but for me it's being emotionally fit too. It's everything. It's a real holistic approach. Well-being to me is physically and mentally feeling good. It's emotional well. Second question is, if somebody was struggling in life, what advice would you give them? I would say that it's to tell them that it's okay. It's okay sometimes to struggle, sometimes we will struggle, and that it's normal and there's nothing wrong with you, and sometimes we're gonna have funky thoughts and funky feelings, and to just not suppress them or numb them with social media or anything like that, to feel it, because I feel your pain, I have this quote, it's your pain can become greatness if you allow it. I think if we allow ourselves to feel it and just remember that it will be okay and it will get easier, something beautiful will transform from it. I know that's sometimes hard to believe, but I've always just found that when I've gone through something really shit, that something's always good came out of it in the end, and I've grown from it and I've learned and I've become a stronger person, I've become wiser. It's okay to struggle, just know you'll be okay and don't numb yourself. I know it can be really hard to feel difficult thoughts, but feel them to release them. What you resist persists. Question 3, what's something that always makes me feel better? Listening to music, putting on some aromatherapy in my diffuser, doing something self-care, whether it's going for a walk, even if it's just 2 minutes, just doing something for myself to say that I matter and that I'm important. If you're feeling you don't matter, you're not feeling important, you're not feeling very good about yourself, it's up to you to make yourself matter by doing something for yourself. So just something little, put on music or something, but yeah, always makes me feel better. Who or what inspires me? And people who just go after their dreams and don't worry about what anyone else thinks. So recently, I mentioned her in my November favourites last week, but it'd be Emma Mumford. She's a YouTuber who I've got to know in the area, and she's really inspiring me because she just goes for it. I said in my questions, a questions and answer video, where would I like to be later in the future, and one thing I always want to do is my YouTube to grow and to bring my own products, and she's just doing it and just getting on with it and just believing in herself. So that's somebody locally more recently, but on a massive scale, who inspires me, Daniela Port. Yeah, her work translucents in pretty much everything I do. I just love it. I talk about her so much that I always think people think it's an advert or sponsored. That would be the dream, to work with her. But yeah, Danielle Port. Question 5, what's the best advice I've ever been given? I don't know. Best advice I've ever been given, I guess, to just not be afraid to walk on your own if you have to. I don't mean that as in you fall out with all your family and your friends, but I just mean as in be true to yourself, be authentic, walk your own path. The power of vulnerability with Brené Brown, her TED Talk, she talks a lot about that, and any successful person will tell you you've got to just do your own thing, and it's good to be wise and pay attention to what other people are doing, but that's all it is. Be aware what they're doing, but you just keep going on your path and believing in yourself, and not everyone has to like you, and that's okay, and it's none of your business really if somebody doesn't like you. Yeah, I think when I heard that, actually I don't know who said it, but what other people think of you is none of your business. That was really good advice. Yeah, just keep doing your own thing. Question 6, any tips for a happy life? Yes, a lot. A happy life is work, it's intentional, you have to work at it. You're not accidentally happy. It takes work. So it's a little bit of self-care every day, believing in yourself. I go through funky emotions all the time, but I always pick myself back out of it, and I never used to know how to do that, but I just started to do the inner work. You have to do the inner work. Sometimes bad stuff will happen, and you just gotta do the work. You have to work on yourself every single day, not just when you're feeling crap and you think, oh, I must do something. If you want to live a good life, you have to work on yourself every single freaking day without fail. Whether that's like you meditate, you exercise. I recently started doing morning pages, which again was something that Emma Mumford, who I've talked about already, introduced me to. I'd heard about loads and loads before from other YouTubers but never done it. That has just like made a phenomenal difference to me recently. So yeah, could be morning pages, reading something inspiring, watching something on YouTube, like listening to podcasts in the car, like yeah, every day you have to do something. And like if you don't have time for it, it's like BS, because like you have to just friggin' make time for it, because if you don't, you feel crap. Like it's a priority above anything else. Like look after yourself or you'll be forced to, because you'll feel ill basically. Question 7, how do you stop comparing yourself to others? This is a really hard one, because I'm like not a pro at it. Like I don't really compare myself to anybody else, because, and this is going to sound really big-headed, but it like I don't really see anybody like me. There's like a lot of like bloggers out there, but I'm doing wellness and I don't really find many wellness bloggers. Like the ones that are there tend to be like exercise and healthy eating, and for me that's just like the tiniest part of it. Like for me it's like about your environment and your friendships and your confidence and all those things, and there's just not that many people talking about it. So I think doing your own thing makes it easier, because then you'll find that like there's a lot less competition. But also I recently had this quote on it. It was actually a YouTube video, like 3 top tips for YouTubers. If I can find the video, I'll link it. It might not be interesting to you unless you want to be a YouTuber, but it was basically a quote he mentioned that I promise I was listening to the video, but I can't remember who he said the quote was from. But basically said like different is better than better, and that really stuck with me, because like if you compare yourself to other people, you kind of want what they have and you want to do it better, but like ultimately like you can't always be better, so but you can always be different and be yourself. Question 9, what's helped me the most in life to be happy? The law of attraction. Like I'm not into it in the fact that some people, when they get into law of attraction, it's all just about manifesting for them. To me that's just like a really small part of it, because there's things that like I've manifested like and it's just come to me so easy, and then it hasn't necessarily made me fulfilled or been happy, but that's what kind of got me on the right path. Like I was really depressed and unhappy before that, so getting into spirituality, which to me is essentially like working on yourself, believing in yourself, and that's the thing that's been made me the most happy. Like doing the inner work, the self-care, the law of attraction, spirituality, like knowing what your dreams are and going after, like intentional living. So yeah, reading The Secret was the biggest game changer for me. Last question, if there's one thing that's made my life better that I could share with you, this is going to be like such a small, probably almost pathetic thing, but I feel like cleaning up your environment. I never realised how important my environment was, but like I get kind of stressed and down if, you know, things are like cluttered and not very nice, and I wouldn't say I'm particularly into minimalism anymore. I am in the fact that I changed my life and that I don't buy loads of like crap anymore, but I kind of got into that and realised like stuff doesn't make you happy, which I know is an obvious thing, but like just cleaning up your environment, putting on nice music, aromatherapy, not having clutter anywhere, like it just does so much for your mental health, and it's something that I really overlooked before. I didn't really prioritise, and just little things like every morning now I make the bed first thing, like that just one little thing makes me feel like I've done something for the day, which sounds really pathetic, but I think just little things. Again, it goes back to that intentional living, knowing how you want to feel, like the whole Danielle Laporte thing, I said she really inspires me. Those things, like knowing how you want to do it and doing little things to help you feel good. So if you always feel a bit stressed and overwhelmed and never on top of stuff, if you can just do something really simple to make your environment nice, you can feel like you've done something for the day. And yeah, probably sounds pathetic, but little things, like life is like a marathon, not a sprint. Do the little stuff every day and you'll be happy. So yeah, that's it, and I'll be back soon with a new video. Bye!